May I welcome today with a spirit of wonder. May I have the courage to speak my truth. May I honor my story and my voice, knowing my story and my voice matter. May I welcome all feelings. To feel is to heal. May I welcome uncertainty, not knowing what words will want to be written or spoken next. May I recognize my humanity and another. And may I trust the deep wisdom within me and call upon this wisdom for guidance. Thank you for saying along with me. And now let us find ourselves in a comfortable meditation position, whatever that might be. And just slowing down, settling in, and just notice how you're arriving to this moment. Letting the sound of this one note draw you inward. Just feel yourself in your body, having a body, this very moment in time, the only moment we have now. And begin just by observing the breath. Don't try to control the breath or make the breath do anything. Just observe the rise and fall. When you feel your mind begin to wander, just bring it back to the breath and the rise and the fall. Bring your attention to the muscles in your face, your eyes, the space between your eyebrows, and begin to soften the space between the eyebrows, letting go of any tension or pressure that is held there. And then down to the eyelids, softening the eyelids. So much is spent perceiving, outward focus, labeling, identifying, analyzing all day. Let's take this time now to turn inward to that deep knowing within. Softening, softening. Down to the cheeks and the jaw. Relaxing the jaw. Feeling yourself having cheeks, relaxing the muscles in the cheeks. Feeling the spaciousness in your mouth. The quality of having lips. Feel your lips and your teeth and your tongue. Slowing down, rooting in, dropping into this moment, softening the shoulders and neck. That helps to do a couple shoulder rolls or raise the shoulders up and down. Let yourself do that. So much tension is held there. Let your shoulders feel the pull of gravity. Feel the weight of your own body. Your arms and hands and fingers loose by your side or resting gently in your lap. And feel your heart. Include the back of the heart, the whole chest area, your heart center. Feel your heart Imagine breathing as if you had lips on your heart and you're breathing from your heart. See if you can allow for any kindness and compassion for yourself, for your being in this moment, however you may be feeling. Down to the belly, softening the belly. The key to creativity is mental and physical relaxation. So softening that belly, letting go, down to the pelvic area, the sit bones. Feel that place where the sit bones make contact with the chair. Feel it. When you put your attention there, you can feel your own rootedness, your own groundedness in the moment. And down to the thighs and the calves, soles of the feet, whole body listening. The Ralph Waldo Emerson quote, there is guidance for each of us, and by lowly listening, we shall hear the right word. That's what we're doing. We're listening for the right words. Knowing our story matters, our words matter, our voice matters. And in this place of inwardness, I want to throw out two very distinctly different prompts today. The first one is, I think I'll start with the song. Dun 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 dun. Mission Impossible. You hear that theme song, Mission Impossible. What in your life have, like a job, a relationship, or a pursuit that you had in your life that you thought was impossible, and yet you did it? You accomplished it. At the time, it felt impossible. How will I possibly be even to do this? So, Mission Impossible. What was it? Or if you remember that old TV show, Mission Impossible, or maybe on the movies, it's like, should you accept this mission? So, what is the mission currently being offered to you that you hear in your conscience? Like saying, okay, here it is. I know it seems impossible, but I'm giving it to you right now. Should you choose to accept it? It could be a new frontier as far as your creative endeavors. It could be letting go of something that no longer serves you and stepping into something new. What's the new mission impossible? So you can go to the past, you can go to right now. We're always called to something new beyond our scope. So what is that? And what are the resources, tools, people you might need to take along the way for this mission impossible? Or maybe, yeah, you could take the theme song, why that stays in your head all day long. Pick that. What is it? The other thing that's happening right now is this weekend, it's in a new moon in Taurus. If you're into astrology, there's also an eclipse. So I looked at some astrological site today, astrology site, saying it's the time, right? New moon, new beginnings. And it's a time for forgiveness and heart opening in a new way. And that this new energy coming in on new moon. So if you want to write about that, the new beginning, the new frontier, which is tied into Mission Impossible as well. And I think I read in Cosmopolitan, not that I have it, I was just scrolling down the line saying, oh, your love life will peak this weekend with this new moon. So whatever you like, pick one. Mission Impossible, new moon, new beginning. Here we go. And this quote says, The only good teachers for you are those friends who love you, who think you are interesting or very important or wonderfully funny, whose attitude is tell me more, tell me all you can. I want to understand more about everything you feel and know and all the changes inside and out of you. Let more come out. And if you have no such friend and you want to write, well, then you must imagine one. I really like this quote because I think that's what's happening. Not, I think I know that's what's happening in Circle. You're getting and receiving these comments from fellow artist friends out there that are just encouraging you to tell me more, and it's beautiful. And I'm also picking this quote right now because it's super important that if you decide to share one of your rights from Circle with somebody not inside the circle, right? Say you wrote something you want to share with your spouse or your best friend, partner, is that you're careful in that selection and that you make a time and place. So you just like, while somebody's cooking dinner, you say, hey, can I read this to you? And maybe they don't give you the full attention. So it's very important that when you do share your right, that you create an environment for that story to be held, and that you know that person that you're going to share with is somebody that's going to be receiving it. And possibly it might be good to say, I'm going to read this story to you that means a lot to me. And I don't want you to give me any feedback except what you loved, what drew you in, or just for them just to listen. But you set the parameters of how you want that person to receive your story. Because I've seen too many times that people share their work with loved ones, especially after Esalen or teaching a workshop. And you go home and you want to tell people this is what happened. And they don't hold it in the same way that like somebody on Circle would hold the story. Oh, super, super, you have to be super careful with your babies when they're first coming out, when they're first emerging. That being said, okay, this is also Friday. And if you're new to Circle, we always do like toot your horn Friday. Like if you had any breakthroughs that you want to share, or say you submitted your work somewhere, or you say you did an open mic, or say you put up a solo show, or anything that you want to share about accomplishment creatively. And it doesn't even have to be really about putting your work out there. I remember I had a student I worked for who I was working one-to-one with on his memoir. In his memoir, he just saw his dad as just this, the dad was just a bad guy. There was no richness, no complexity. The dad was just evil. And I was trying for quite some time to see if he could find a way in, because you don't want to push somebody like, are there other shades to your father besides just being a villain? And I remember the day he had the breakthrough where he could see his father in a new light. His father had passed. So this was such a beautiful story for me to learn from him and to work with him, to see that at any point that you can change the relationship with another human being through writing, somebody that has passed. So his father had long been deceased. He'd been holding this anger. And so it was a beautiful breakthrough on that day when he saw another shade of his father in a more positive light. Okay. Anything anybody want to share? Raise your hand and let's see who we got out there. Go ahead, Barbara.
Hi, good morning, everybody. A couple things. This Mission Impossible, and I accomplished something yesterday. I have this Mission Impossible. I've been given money. I mean, it was an impossible dream, and again, I had this vortex of like desire, and my second CD was produced by someone walking into my vortex and saying, God, you really should record this. You want to? I'm like, yeah. And so now, and then in 2019, I had the same desire as packing to go to New York. I thought, you did it before. Why don't you just throw it in the universe and do it again? And I forgot all about it. It happened. This guy walked into my vortex, and and because of the pandemic, we had to stop like in March of 2020. And I was able, because of the money, I had to take voice lessons. So anyway, I recorded yesterday my first piano track.
Yay, Barbara. Oh,
we got 2 tracks down yesterday, and it was like, yeah, very exciting. And then the other thing is that, and the epiphany, I mean, that's just huge right there. But the Mission Impossible is like, we talked about, the book is a bigger muscle. Well, a CD is a much bigger muscle than doing a show or just a song. Anyway, so that's on. And I'm so glad. And the other thing, Epiphany number on the 22nd, I had a healing about my mother. And like this therapist said, there's only two people on the planet, you and your mother. And, because everybody else becomes her, and I get to act out my stuff and or heal. So so my mission is always split, because like I got the mom show and I got my music show. I thought, oh, why don't I just make the whole thing about her? It was like, anyway, so I had a healing though the other day listening to her, because her 100th birthday is coming up.
Mhm.
Plus she was a political person, and I'm honoring her. And then other people are reaching out, and we saved her library, big deal. And I had a healing listening to her, and it was like I was listening, like wanting to hear it. I used to listen to like Stop in the Name of Love,
Yes.
and now I was like, so that was a huge deal.
Way to go,
So,
Barbara.
thank
Oh
you.
my God, this is beautiful. And you're seeing people out there. Yeah, hands up,
Oh
congratulations.
my God, the CD. Okay. Oh,
It's
we
great.
don't want to
Barbara.
talk about it or ask me about it, because it's going to be a long process.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Congratulations, Barbara. I
Thank
love
you.
hearing this. So great. The vortex, I'm thinking of Abraham Hicks. Tuned and tapped and turned on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She talks about a vortex.
Tap, tap. Yeah.
Oh,
I like to
that's where I
impersonate
got
her.
it.
Okay. Next, who is it? Devora out there. It's so great, Barbara. So happy for you. Check out the chat. Yes. Devora.
Hi,
Hi, where are you?
I'm in New York.
Okay, there we are. Okay.
Yeah, you see me? Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to, I feel like this week's been huge. I feel like I've been using a lot of my writing to just be expressive writing of just what's going on internally for me. And it's also a way that I'm empowering myself and telling myself the things I need to hear and know. And like with my inner critic being so strong, this has been almost like the other side that I needed so badly to just like compensate and override and overturn all the like inner critics voices that are always there. And this week has been such a huge week because I've been writing what's been coming up was a lot of like my needs and meeting my needs and honoring my needs and expressing my needs and knowing that I'm worthy of having needs. And it led me in my own relationship to to speak about what those needs are, and it put me in touch with such a strong sense of self of like I just like I am okay with who I am, and I can just show up fully and ask for who I am and what I need. And I see a trajectory going in a way that feels so empowering. And not only has it like empowered me in my relationship, but I feel like now it's empowering me in my business and what I want to do in this world. And I've been for so long being in the shadow, which I don't know, I'm still sort of in, but just from this week, I already started cheering more with the world in a way that I've been like going in slowly, but not too doing too much and being too afraid. But like I've developed a sense of self from my writing and from being in touch with and writing about and honoring, and like it's just like been really powerful in so many areas of my life that I'm just like really want to thank you. Like it's life changing, this work, and I'm so grateful and thank you.
Oh, Devora, this is fantastic. I mean, I
Yeah,
just
thank
like
you.
congratulations, and to hear your voice and to see and hear you owning who you are, owning your wants, your needs, and the worthiness. That's huge. And seeing how
Yeah,
once you do it for yourself and you write it and you feel it, then it goes into your job, it goes into your relationship, it impacts your whole life. So
yeah.
it's gorgeous. Thank you. And you're an
Thank you.
inspiration to all of
Thank
us.
you so much.
Thank you. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Anne.
Okay. We got Vicky out there.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi. I wanted to say that in the last unmute, you know, and you know what I'm going to say. You challenged me. You said you're powerful. You're a performer. You should get yourself out there. And I have used this to dig up parts of my life that I was never, ever, 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 ever going to show anybody.
Yes.
you know, and I was like, it's just like, oh, delicate, like moving into like little delicate places in me. And today's right was like, I don't even know when to post it. It's so in there. But I did it. I've started doing little 2-minute videos.
Vicky.
because because I've accepted that there is a fragile and delicate self, and there's an empowered self,
Yes.
and they are in conflict.
Yes.
But they don't, that neither one gets to sit on top of the other. And I think that's what's happening. And is the selves are actually accepting one another. So anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Vicky, I love hearing that. And I'm also poo-pooing myself because I said, you should do this. And nobody should ever tell you.
No,
you should do
it's
this.
like I've been wanting to tell you for a month or two, like
I just know your chops, Vicky. I know your chops, right? So I'm like, okay.
it's okay. No, it's perfectly fine.
All
That was exactly the challenge I needed. Right.
All right. Thank you, Vicky. Okay. I know we're going over a little bit, but I want to hear these good newses in case people have shows or something this weekend. So if you need to leave, that's okay. But I want to hear people got other things. Make them short if that's okay. Go ahead, Patricia.
Hi, I'm enjoying this. This is my first time. And I wanted to, after your brief introduction just a few minutes ago, and
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, I gave my chapbook to a friend to look over, and she has sent back, it's 22 pages, and she's sent back 2 different emails about the first half of it and the second half of it. So I know that I am in for a lot of critique. And so can you tell me, I postponed opening these things for 3 days now. Can you tell me how to handle them?
The
What to
critique.
do?
Well, look, putting it was a chapbook, a first draft, or the chapbook was this is the final product. And
It's good because the poems are polished. What I'm trying to find out now is how to order them, and I'm trying to establish what the core of the chapbook is. You put a bunch of poems together and then you need to figure out what
okay,
order.
then you know those poems are good. They're solid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
when I would give that out to a friend, you could say specifically, I'm trying to find the core, I'm trying to find the essence of this, because you trust that the work is good. And when we put our work out there in general, even if it's polished, like I'm just going to speak from experience. I had a show that won best solo show in San Francisco and LA, and still people are coming up to me, giving me feedback on what could be better. Right? Or what could be right. It's never going to end, right? Most people are
Yeah.
love it, but
Okay.
so it's like, it still hurts, right? Like this thing is solid. I trust it. I think it's freaking great. And you're
Yeah.
going to still, so people will feel when you give them something that they have to say something of critical.
Yeah.
It's an impulse of many people to do that. So that's why I think it's important when you give that out to your friend to say, this is all I'm looking for. Positive feedback. Or I'm looking, did you see a thread that's running underneath all these poems? And say, I trust my poems. I don't want any feedback around my poems. I know they're solid, right? So, but the fact that she already sent this back to you, then it is like, can you not take in the criticism around the poems if she did do that? Because you have to know that what you did, the way you just told me they're good, I trust they're good. And you know that.
Well,
So,
several have been published, and
Yeah.
they're good. They're good poems.
good. Then you own that. Yeah. Somebody's
And
right.
I'm a harsh critic.
Yeah. Then you have to affirm that and be very, very careful next time you give to a friend. Just
Yeah.
set that out there. But as
The
far
thing
as the
about-
thick skin, look, when this happens to me, it hurts when I receive feedback I don't want it, and I get it. I'm not like a thick skin person. It's gonna
Yeah.
affect me. I'm gonna question it and hurt. And so, but when you put your work out in the world, we're open to that. Look at Amazon reviews. People are brutal on Amazon reviews. or uncommon. So it's also part of putting the work out. So.
Yeah, it is. I just, I know that it will spear me, you
Yeah.
know, and I did it. I did say what I gave 4 things I wanted,
Yeah.
that feedback on. So, but she's been doing line edits, you
Okay.
know. Anyway, well,
We
I'm
got to
gonna
go on because I'm way over, but too short.
Okay.
here. Thank you so much. I love hearing your question. It's a very important question.
Thanks.
All right, go ahead, Patricia. I mean, Diane.
No,
Sorry, that was
Diane.
just Patricia. Diane, sorry about that, Patricia. Diane,
Hey, everybody, good morning.
good morning.
Um,
Good morning.
so I've been working differently with this unmute than ever before. And I'm all excited because I've always been like dedicated to the prompts. You
Yeah.
know, like no matter what else was going on, that's what I would do. And actually it all worked because I've used them, but this time I have to use it for something else.
Yeah.
And yet the prompt kind of goes in there somewhere a little bit, but I had big breakthroughs. And that's one thing. And the other thing is that this poem you did yesterday about how to listen was so profound. And I mean, honestly, the reason I dedicated myself to Unmute and to Happy Cock Church was because of the way you comment and listen.
Uh,
And so you've modeled that. And but that poem was so important to me.
uh,
I would made good choices about who I've shared my work with all along. And some of those people are now in this Unmute. And, you know, so the circle of friends is so intimate and earnest, and because you created this container.
oh.
So just in case you ever get doubtful, please keep going.
Thank you, Diane.
you.
Oh, I love hearing that. I love hearing how much that Hafiz poem resonated with you. It's my favorite. Not easy to do, right? Not easy to practice that one for myself. And yet it's what I think it's what's needed. Okay. Thank you, Diane. All right, one more. We got Pamela out there. I did not share the poem. I'll put that Hafiz poem in the circle newsletter. I mean, in the regular newsletter today. Go ahead.
Oh,
Pamela.
I'm so glad you're going to share the poem. Just real quick, I wanted to say this, I found out about Unmute the night before it started. I signed up online. It's so easy to connect and it just fell into my lap. People have been telling me for years that I should write
Yeah.
and, you know, publish something. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm so busy with everything else. How am I ever going to find the time? And I'm not a writer, blah, blah, blah. This is so fun. And I'm so grateful to you and the community. I love everybody in this. I love the way you structure this. I just love everything about this. I'm just grateful to be here and that the universe dropped this down on me. So thanks.
Oh my God. Well, I love that. Thank you.
Yay.
I would go out on the weekend on that. All right. I love hearing that. And well, we'll sing our song now. I so appreciate that. And then we'll say goodbye. I'll put that poem up. Here we go. Well, do I even have the words? And where are the words? Here the word. No. Well, I thought I had them all ready for you, but now I
I
don't.
walked away. Did you mention Happy Cock Church?
Oh, thanks. No, but that's good. As I'm looking for the words, Happy Cock Church. It's an online church I started 2 years ago because I live in Kauai, and the rooster, the cock, wakes me up every morning, and the rooster is a symbol of waking up out of darkness into the light. And it's a storytelling church where we minister to one another through the holy communion of sharing stories. Actually, Barbara, what the heck? Yeah, it's not this Sunday. I was just going to send out a note. So, because I'm flying, I'm going to Kauai. So it'll be.
Did you say it's not? Or
yes,
it is?
I have to send out a note. I just realized to my own self, and you messed up. Okay, thank you, Barbara. But anyway, you're all invited to Happy Cock Church when it happens, which I believe is going to be the following Sunday. Okay.
Oh, great.
I messed that up. Thank you, Barbara. All right, here we go. We're singing our song, and I'll tell you more about the church that you can come to, because that's also a church where you can share your stories with one another. It's a beautiful community. Many of the people on mute go to Happy Cock Church, and it's a time to sit in a small room in breakout rooms and share your stories. And we have a congregation that's fabulous. Okay. All right, here we go. May all beings dwell in their heart. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be healed. May all beings know their wholeness. May all beings be happy and at peace. Thank you all. Unmute, say goodbye.